As I entered the classroom, I could feel everyone's eyes scanning me from head to toe, and I felt like an alien. Had I walked into New York Fashion Week? All the girls were so dressed up and fancy, and here I was in my farm girl overalls. The teacher asked me to introduce myself, and I pushed my hair back nervously. "Hi, my name is Jenny, and I just moved here from Texas." I could see a few kids snickering at my accent. A pretty blonde girl smiled at me and said, "Were you raised on a farm, Jenny? Were you friends with the cows and the horses?" "Yeah, actually I was. I really miss my pals already." When I saw more kids laughing, I realized they were just making fun of me. What was so funny about being friends with animals?
Let's see how well you guys remember the last lesson. Who can give me the answer for this in 5 minutes?
As everyone frantically scribbled away on their notebooks, I raised my hand after 30 seconds. "I have the answer, miss." Everyone suddenly turned to look at me. The two numbers are 14 and 5. The teacher looked stunned.
Well, that's quite remarkable. Can you please solve it on the board for everyone?
As I walked up to the front, I stopped for a second by the blonde girl's table. Just because I talk slow doesn't mean I'm stupid. "Hi, I'm Jenny, and I was born and raised on a farm in Texas. And this is the story of how I made the most popular, meanest girl in school beg me to love her." But before I continue, click like and subscribe. Later that day in the cafeteria, I walked around cluelessly with my lunch tray. People in the city seemed a lot more unfriendly than back home. I decided to go to the bathroom and eat alone when someone called out to me, "Hey Jenny, come join us." It was that girl from my class. I reluctantly walked over, and she introduced herself as Katie and her friend as Amanda. "I didn't mean to make fun of you, Jenny. I think you're absolutely adorbs, and you should hang out with us. We're the most popular girls in school. We'll help you fit right in." I was really surprised, but also uber grateful that someone wanted to be friends with me. So I started hanging out with them. And she wasn't lying when she said she was the most popular girl in school. Anything Katie wore or did became an instant fashion trend. One day, she came to school wearing a ridiculous hat, saying it was all the rage in Europe. And the next day, everyone was wearing the most abnormal hats I'd ever seen. Another time, she broke the heel of her shoe and was seen walking around the corridor wearing only one. And the next thing I knew, everyone was going around wearing only one shoe. These city people were so weird. Everyone was just nicer to me now that I was by Katie's side. I was getting invited to parties all the time, and I was always getting compliments on my wardrobe, picked out by Katie, of course. I was doing really well in my classes, too. In fact, the math teacher put me in the advanced class and urged me to join the mathletes competition. It'll look so good on your college applications. But Katie was horrified when I told her, "Ew, that's social suicide, babe. And boys don't ask out nerds." That was sad news for me because I really had my heart set on one cute jock in our class, Alex. Every time he smiled at me, I had butterflies in my stomach, but I didn't want him to think I was some geek, so I didn't join the mathletes. Besides, with my busy social life and tutoring Katie and Amanda after school, I really didn't have too much time. One afternoon, the two were over at my place and I'd gone downstairs to grab some snacks. When I came back, I heard them saying something that made me stop in my tracks. "Ugh, Katie, how long do we have to hang out with this loser?" "Shut up, Amanda. She's practically doing all of our math assignments right now. Do you want to fail math again? My dad will kill me if I do. We need the lame farm girl." Furious, I flung open the door to my room. I'd rather be a lame farm girl any day than a two-faced, backstabbing city witch. Get out of my room before I kick your skinny little butt. Jenny, come on. We were just kidding. Get out, now. I took all the clothes and shoes she'd picked out for me and dumped them in a large garbage bag. I was so stupid for trying to fit in and being like her. Just then, I noticed that something was missing from my shelf. Oh, no. Feeling panic, I looked for it everywhere. In my drawers, under my pillow, under the bed. I turned my whole room upside down and I couldn't find it. Oh my God, this was the worst thing that could have happened to me. Katie had stolen my diary. I was sweating bullets thinking about what she'd do with it. Just then, I got a message from her with a picture from my diary. I lost my heart to a city lad's smiles. Alex, your blue eyes are so divine. You look at me and give me butterflies, send me shooting straight to cloud 9. Let's meet tomorrow for lunch as usual. Shall we? This girl was pure evil. The next day when I met her and Amanda at lunch, I really wanted to throw my tray at her smug face. Katie, I want my diary back. Babe, of course I'll give it back. You just have to do one little thing for me. I want you to steal the final math exam. My jaw dropped open. Are you crazy? I won't do that. Her face looked really menacing. Oh, yes, you will, if you don't want posters of your little love poem everywhere. There's only a week left, and I can't study for it. I need you to steal it tonight. Amanda will go with you. Of course, Katie. I'll just go steal the key from the principal's office from his secretary's desk, and we'll sneak into his office at night. Easy peasy. Seriously? This girl would jump off a bridge if Katie told her to. My stomach churned at the idea of breaking so many rules, but I really didn't have a choice if I didn't want to be utterly humiliated. That night, as we snuck into the school and headed to the principal's office, I felt absolutely terrified. But Amanda was in her element. She confidently unlocked the door and we crept in. She headed straight for the file cabinet and told me to hold up the torch while she looked for the paper. Just then, we heard some noise outside and we both froze. We heard footsteps coming closer. I instantly switched off the torchlight and dragged Amanda behind the big desk. As the door slowly creaked open, I closed my eyes and started praying to all the gods out there. This was it. I would be expelled. My parents would disown me. My life would be ruined. Whoever had opened the door suddenly closed it, and I let out a huge sigh of relief. And then we heard the lock click. Oh my God, I left the key in the door. It's probably that creepy janitor who lives here. What are we gonna do now? I completely lost it. Oh, we're just gonna have to wait till morning for the principal to find us here and expel us. And you know who gets to save her butt? Katie. Your best friend is a bully who doesn't care about you or anyone, Amanda. Friends don't get friends into trouble. That's not true. You're just jealous. Oh yeah? Then why didn't she come with us and sent you instead? I'll tell you why. She doesn't care about you. She doesn't care. Amanda stared at me silently for a moment. You're right. Katie really only does care about herself, and she's not even nice to me. I'm such an idiot. Listen to me, Amanda. We're not stealing anything. We have to figure a way out of here, and then we can deal with Katie together, okay? We tried opening the window, but it wouldn't budge. Suddenly, Amanda pulled at my hair. Ow! What was that for? Nothing. I just needed this hairpin. Why didn't you tell me you were wearing one? And with that, she marched towards the door and started tinkering with the lock. That stuff only works in movies. Just then, the lock clicked and the door opened. Amanda turned to me and grinned. Let's get out of here. The next morning, Katie was waiting for us at the bleachers for the math paper, and we certainly had one for her. You see, Amanda and I had spent the whole night making one up. I handed the exam to her and said, "Now can I have my diary back, please?" Not so fast. You're going to help me solve the paper and learn all the answers. You'll get the diary right after the exam. I'd kinda expected that, so it was time for me and Amanda to launch part 2 of our revenge program. She would follow Amanda secretly and find some dirt on her, and she would catch it on camera. I helped her prep for the exam all week, while Amanda hung out with her as usual, acting completely normal. One evening, Amanda turned up at my house looking super excited. I got it. I caught her on camera. I watched the video of Katie sneaking into an empty classroom, and minutes later, a boy showed up. I recognized him as Katie's boyfriend's best friend, and then the two of them started making out. Seriously, this girl was just the worst. On the day of the math exam, just before it was about to start, Katie winked at me. Wish me luck. Not that I need it. I grinned as I got the math paper and started working on it. Oh boy, this was gonna be so much fun. As soon as it ended and we all went out, Katie came charging towards me like a mad bull. She grabbed me by the arm and dragged me to an empty classroom. What did you do? I didn't know a single answer on the exam paper. Are you crazy? You made me fail the final. I'm going to completely ruin you. Not if we ruin you first. We turned around to see Amanda walk in. "What are you talking about, stupid? This is your fault too. You couldn't even steal the right exam." "Oh yes, I could. I just didn't. And this is what I'm talking about." And she thrust her phone in Katie's hands and played the video. Katie's eyes went wide in horror as she watched herself. Amanda quickly snatched the phone from her before she could smash it into a wall. "Give my diary back, Katie, or this video is going to be making all the social media rounds in no time, and everyone will know you're a cheater." Katie screamed in frustration and took the diary out of her bag and threw it at me. "Also, you just lost the only real friend you had. Being pretty or fashionable means nothing if you're a jerk on the inside. You're always going to end up alone." And with that, I put an arm through Amanda's and we walked out of the classroom. I decided I was done trying to be anyone but me. I joined the mathletes and actually won the competition for the school for the first time in years. And I'm friends with all the math nerds now. We're a pretty cool bunch. Oh, and on Valentine's Day, I wrote my lame love poem to Alex on a card and asked him out. We've been dating for 2 months now.